Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode, I'm going to do my season recap for the Maryland Terrapins. Last Saturday, they took on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in New Jersey, and I was actually very presently, pleasantly surprised at how well they played. Let's go with some quick stacks real quick. Let's see. Let's go to full box score. Tally was 24-31, 361, three touchdowns. He did have a pick, but it was a lot better than his counterpart. He went against Gavin Wimsatt, 13-34, 165 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Hemby had a monster game on the ground, 15 for 113. He didn't score. Billy Edwards Jr., that's five touchdowns in 2 weeks for the boy. And Talia also had one as well. On the other side, Rutgers, uh, Moy, how do you say that? Monagai, 20 for 118. Wimsatt, he scored two on the ground. All the quarterbacks scored rushing touchdowns. That's crazy. Um, they did outgain us in rushing yards, but with the passing game is where we won the battle. Um, we did lose a fumble and an interception. They had a fumble that they recovered though. Or that they recovered our fumble and then they had a fumble themselves, but they recovered their own. Um, Defensively as a team, we outgained them in tackles by 11. Trader, that man had a monster game. He had 11 tackles, eight solo. That's crazy. And he's a safety corner. That's a lot of tackle for them guys in the secondary. That should not be a thing. Let's see. We had our interceptions each apiece, and he had a field goal by Rutgers, and I mean this 8 punts total. So all in all, the biggest key to the game was Talia outplayed Wimsatt, which I'm not surprised, but I didn't think the defense would play so well, especially in that first quarter. It was 21-3 after the first quarter. Rutgers kind of got it together. They kind of stormed back with 14 in the second, but the second half we won 14-7. At that point, we kind of pulled away. Real quick, before I get into my overall thoughts of the season, um, let's go to our recap right here. And I want to read this article because it's a very special thing that happened um, for Talia. Tagovailoa throws for 361 and sets Big Ten passing mark as Maryland beats Rutgers 42-24. Talia Tagovailoa of Maryland didn't seem overly excited about becoming the all-time passing leader in the Big Ten Conference after putting on his show in a 42-24 win over Rutgers in his final league game Saturday. I still can't believe it's been 4 years that fast. I remember when he first came on, and I was very surprised. I'm like, wait, this guy has the same last name as Tua. They can't be related. And I was like, they're related. I was like, wait, what are you doing here in Maryland? I was very shocked when that happened. I was like, okay, all right, cool. When Maryland assistant athletic director and director of football communications Dustin uh, Simonovich brought over his laptop and told Tagovailoa to hit play, the quarterback got as much of a thrill as any of his three touchdown passes or his rushing touchdown against the Scarlet Knight. That's woo. That's a really that's a crazy typo right there. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Rutgers didn't play the best; they played like crap. His father and mother, Galu and Diane, congratulated him on a quick first video. And then came the one that really excited him, his brother Tua, the Miami Dolphins quarterback. Uh, just wanted to Congratulate you on being the Big Ten's all-time leading passer. I'm very proud of you and the work ethic that you have and the love you have for the game of football. It's a blessing that I get to talk to you every week. Keep going, brother. Tagovailoa hit 24-31 for 361 at the bowl-eligible Terps. 75 scored touchdowns on on their first four possessions and never looked back in handing Rutgers its fourth straight loss. Wow. Yeah, 'cause I remember a few weeks ago. Damn, 4 weeks has passed that fast. That's insane. 'Cause I remember when everyone was like, "Hey, Rutgers is bowl eligible now. That's awesome." I didn't know they lost four straight. Jeez. Actually, no. No, when I was looking at their last five games, there was like a win in between somewhere. That's why I didn't notice the three losses they already had. They have beaten the Scarlet Knights three straight times and 5 out of 6. It's a blessing. My family is everything. It's an awesome blessing that they support me. They have been there every step of the way. Uh, Tagovailoa came into the game needing 268 yards passing to overtake Curtis Painter. That's a name. I haven't heard that in years. Of Purdue for the conference career mark, 11,163, and he had the record by halftime. He finished with 11,256 yards, hitting 10 different receivers in the game. Damn. We didn't have to work hard to get him the record because he executed the system. Yeah, I mean that he ain't had to. There was no reason to force it. Mike Locksley said it took care of itself. It was the best it's been in the first half in about a month. Very true, very true. Let's see. The younger Tagovailoa had touchdown passes of 34 yards to Ty Felton, 17 to Roman Hemby, and 44 to Corey Dyches. To go along with a 6-yard scoring run in helping Maryland take a 28-3 lead. The drives covered 75, 55, 75, 44 yards and needed 15 plays in less than 6 minutes. Yeah, I can understand why Rutgers was losing four straight. Defensively, they just folded. Gavin Wimsatt scored on 2 sneaks and threw a 10-yard touchdown to senior Aaron Young on the day. The Scarlet Knights honored 24 outgoing players. Wimsatt's first sneak was set up by a Max Melton interception, the only blemish on the day for Tagovailoa. There's more history. Cool. Kyle Moynigai became the 8th player in Rutgers history and the first since Jawan Jameson in 2012 to have a 1,000-yard rushing season. He finished with 118 yards and now has 1,099 yards rushing with a bowl game next month. We set out to be 1-0 every week, and what better way to finish up being 1-0 at the last home game. We weren't able to get it done in the end, and it definitely stings a little bit. But, then we were blessed to have another opportunity to play football against the team. Let's see. Chai Patel also kicked a 50-yard field goal for Rutgers, which would need to win a bowl game for its first winning season since 2014. Terps backup quarterback Billy Edwards Jr. scored on 2 one-yard runs for Maryland's second half touchdown, the last coming with 1:24 to play. I wonder if they ran that tush push play because they ran that 3 times against. They ran that play 3 times against Michigan, and it worked every time. I think it got stopped one time, but after they ran it at the 2-yard, you got to run that play. You got to run that play like at the 1 and closer in order for that to really be successful. Tagovailoa has thrown multiple touchdowns in games 24 times in his career, the most of any active player in the conference. He now had 76 career touchdown passes in 15 games of at least 300 passing yards. Hemby finished with 113 yards rushing on 15 carries. Felton finished with 5 catches for 140 yards for Maryland, which has now won 7 games in each of his last 3 seasons. Nice. Both teams wait until December 3rd for invitation to play in postseason bowls. All right, so I just wanted to read that just because I wanted to, give him his props. Talia becoming the all-time leader in passing yards in the Big Ten. The whole I'm pretty sure he already set the school record. He had to. If he set the Big Ten record, he had to set the school record. I just don't remember when he set that record. Um, so yeah, my thoughts on the season overall. Um, where we finished is actually not too crazy, all intents and purposes. Oops. If you look back at our games, other than the Penn State game, we had shots against Michigan and Ohio State. Those are games. Those are games we had chances to win in the fourth quarter. And it was just. I've gotten on him before. As much as I praised him, just a few minutes ago, Talia was some of his plays the reason why we didn't pull them victories out. Especially last week, he had, like I said, the strip fumble, the one bad interception, and then there was some very questionable play calls in that fourth quarter. I don't know, and then it was like some of his decision making. Like I said, the intentional grounding at the end of the game. You got to understand where you're at, man. And then there was this game this year where he just kind of, I don't know. Sometimes I think they put too much on his plate. Cause like I said, I like Talia, but I think the way they treat him like he's some kind of a Bo Nix or Michael Penix or like who else like what's his name, Quinn Ewers. Oh my God, I can't say his name. The guy from Texas. Like he's not that prolific of a passer. He can throw that thing around. He has a nice ball, but he's undersized, obviously like his brother, but he has a strong arm, and he can play the position. But I think that sometimes they put a little too much on him, and they didn't lean on the running game. Like the last few weeks, like every game they won, they've had a balanced attack. So, but looking at the final standing, this is actually, I mean, real talk. This is where we would have been anyway. But if you look back at the schedule, right, we beat Michigan State. We beat other than the top three teams in the division. We beat everyone else in the division. We should have beat Northwestern. We beat Nebraska. We should have beat Illinois. So that's 3 wins. So that right, we should be real talk. We should be 10-2 if we win them 3 games. Our only losses would be Penn State and oh no, I'm doing that wrong. Northwestern. So that'd be 2 more wins. So we we would have been 9-3. Only 3 losses would be against the big guys. And a 9-win season at Maryland with 3 losses to the top to what are these the top to 3 top 10 teams in the country. You can't get mad at that. But a lot of it is like in our conference record is subpar because like I said, them 2 games we lost. Like you could take a 6 and you could take a 6-3 conference record, 9-3 overall. That's a lot better than what we are now. And like there were so many games, there's so many games this year, especially after we started 5-0. I said in that video, that recap video, um, I was very apprehensive about that Ohio State game because we have this tendency it's been happening every year since Lockley's been there. We'll start 4-0, 5-0 because usually that's like the easy game. That's all the out of conference stuff. Like the who do we usually play? I'm not sure. Like I can't think of who we play. Let me check the schedule. So this year we played Towson, Charlotte, Virginia, Michigan State, Indiana. So I mean, to be fair, we only had 3 out of conference games. but they were like warm up games because I mean we have the talent to beat these guys like we did, and Virginia was bad this year. Michigan State was a mess. Indiana was bad. They were last in the division. I think that overall they were last in the whole conference. And then we had this stretch right here. We should have this. We had them in the fourth quarter. I think we were only down 3 points in the fourth. Illinois, we should have won. That was homecoming. Northwestern, we should have won. Penn State, that's a pass. I get that. That's a loss. It is what it is. Nebraska, we squeaked that up. But I mean, to be fair, we were just trying to win the game to end the losing streak. Michigan, we should have won. They didn't do anything offensively. It was all self-inflicted wounds. And then we finished off with Rutgers where we demolished them. So like the team had the talent to compete in the conference. You saw it. You saw it all year long. Like I said, the Penn State game was like the biggest anomaly. That was just a very weird game, and that was at home too. That was just very weird. I don't know why they smacked us like that because Penn State. Um, I mean, Penn State. Their only two losses is Ohio State and in Michigan, right? Yeah, that's the only two losses. So I don't know. Um, Thoughts going forward though. I have to see what they bring in the recruiting class. I got to see what they bring in. Are they going to have what's his name? Billy Edwards? Is he going to be the backup? Actually, let me see. Let me see what he is. He is a sophomore, so we will. I mean, that will definitely get 2 years unless he's just so good. I don't see him. I don't see him leaving early. I just that I don't see. That's just I don't know if the boy is that good. Let me see his stats. Had he had any? Oops, let's get that out of here. So season stats, he had 2 yards and an interception. Okay, so that was like some garbage time crap. Well, last year he was 28 to 46, 308 yards, 3 touchdowns. So he did all right. And then this year, 410, 2 yards, and interception. I mean, I know this is very limited numbers, but like he really, I mean, they must have been using him in like packages, I guess. Oh, okay. They brought him in against Penn State. Okay, cool. I mean, I guess to be fair, he really hasn't had too many opportunities to play in these games. I mean, other than like, did he not play against like Charlotte and Towson? I don't know. And then you got all these quarterbacks on the roster. So I don't know. The only reason I'm talking about Billy Edwards Jr. is because he's gotten the most action the last 2 weeks. I haven't seen the other guys, so I don't know. That's a little concerning because you had the all-time leading passer in Big Ten history, and we only got 7 wins a season out of him. You know what I'm saying? So, and then what's his name? Ain't Hemby a senior too? He's a sophomore. Okay, so we still got the running game. We got a lot. We got all our running backs are young, except for no, they're all young. We got a nice young core. No one's older than except for Kobe McDonald. He's a junior. He'll be a senior next year. Everyone else will be juniors and under. So we can just figure out how we're gonna, you know, I don't see Hemby. Hemby is gonna be the starter, obviously, but that'll be what 2 years in the system. So I mean, we'll be heavily relying on him. Let's see. We got receivers. Let's see receivers. Um, got Tyrese Chambers. He's a senior. He's coming out this year. It's a lot of receivers. Jeez. I be forgetting how. Oh wow, Burtonsville, Maryland. Octavian Smith Jr. That is really close to where I am, dude. Um, yeah, me and my brother, we had a conversation on Thanksgiving. He was like the team is good. He was like, if we can just get the guys, we can just get them talented guys from here to stay, we'd be like legit contenders because all the best talent in Maryland, unfortunately, doesn't stay in Maryland. They go to they go everywhere else. They go to Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State. They go down south. They go out west. They don't really stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. But like if they'd had a 9-win season this year and a win over Ohio State and Michigan, that would have been huge for the program, and that didn't happen. So we're right in the middle again, and that's kind of sometimes you don't want to be the foundation block. You kind of just want to be the add on. I mean, eventually, one of these classes has to take the next step. You know what I mean? Someone has to build the foundation, and I think we got the foundation. We just got to get the talent to come in because we got Prather. He's a junior. He'll be a senior next year. Jashawn Jones is leaving. We still got Felton. He's a senior. But I don't know if these guys, like some of these juniors, like, because it's very hard to gauge who will stay for their senior year because you don't know everyone's draft status. Like, to be fair, I don't think any of these guys that are about to become seniors, I don't real talk, I don't think any of them are ready for the league. You know what I mean? I think the only guy on this team that's ready for the league, real talk, is Trader Jr. But he has a while ago, doesn't he? Yeah, he has one more year. I think he's the only guy that I can see realistically right now playing on Sundays. There's probably a few other guys I'm missing. Like I can see Talia playing. I don't see him as a starter. I see him as a backup. Hippolyte. Oh, this boy, I can see him on Sundays, definitely. Who else we got? Yeah, as of right now, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I can see, like, some of these receivers, like I said, I don't know about Jashawn Jones, but, like, Prather, one more year, I think he gets he can get his stock up there. I think Ty Felton, he get his stock up. He might be able to do something. Hemby, definitely. Another great season. If he can get like 1,000 yards next year, like 15, 20 touchdowns, really carry the load, I think he can really up his value. But then it gets to the quarterback play, and I don't know who. I got to see who we got incoming for the 2024 class at quarterback. See if we get anybody to come here, because we have a very young quarterback class. Like I guess if Billy Edwards is going to be the starter next year, he would have the most time because he's been here 2 years. But I don't know. We'll see. But it's kind of it's a little scary, but it's exciting to see. To see where this program can go. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, this season really showed you that we honestly, if everything had gone right with Ohio State and Michigan, you know what? I'll take away the Ohio State. We definitely should have beat Michigan. Ohio State, they kind of proved. Oh no, because no, no, no. Uh, no, we should have. No, we should have won. Honestly, if you take out the Penn State game, which is like an anomaly, we're 11-1. That's the crazy thing. Because every other game on this schedule, we should have won. Like it doesn't make any sense. We should have beat Illinois. That's homecoming. I don't know how we lost that. Northwestern should have won. Anomaly should have won. Should have won. like four. What was it? Five. Four of them five losses were like within one possession at some point in the game. If it wasn't like I said, wasn't some weird coaching call or a weird, like a weird self-inflicted wound, like a turnover or like a really boneheaded play, like we're talking about, like we're a top 25 team. Like that's the margin of error that we had this year. It sucks because we should have been. You look back at it, it's like, ah, man, we were so close, and then we ended up basically two games above 500, which I'll take, I guess. But at some point, like this is 3 years of this. Like Loxley's got to get. First of all, we got to win this bowl game next month, and then we need to hit the recruiting trail. We need to try to keep them guys in Maryland, here in Maryland. We need to get some of them guys from Virginia. Need to get some of them guys out of DC. Like there's a lot of talent in this area. We just got to keep them here. You know what I'm saying? Like they all can't go to Michigan and Ohio State and Penn State. You know what I'm saying? Illinois. There's some dudes in it. The Big Ten has a lot of dudes from Maryland. I think the guy from Maryland, from Rutgers, I believe, there might be. Like a lot of the guys from this area go out of state, and it sucks because it is a program perception. Because like I said, you live in Maryland, you live in College Park, you still got the surround, like even from like a lifestyle thing, right? Um, Penn State is a great football program, but what is near Happy Valley? You know what I'm saying? Like Ohio State, I get it's a perennial power. Columbus isn't that the state, isn't that the capital city? Columbus. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand that. But like you live in Maryland, you still got parts of you got DC, you got other parts of Maryland to check out. You got parts of Virginia to check out. Like you have a whole encompassing area that's bigger than just College Park. Like Happy Valley is only Happy Valley. You know what I'm saying? Ann Arbor. Like what's in Ann Arbor that I know of? You know what I mean? So, but yeah. So now that we got all that out the way, what? It's a Pop Tarts Bowl. Okay, they just make they just give these names. They just give them some kind of name every year. Okay. Anyway, real quick, I need to go over my predictions. So let's see. They actually don't have it here. Did I skip it? Huh. They usually okay. They usually have like the spread and all that. Okay, they don't have it on there. All right. So my final score, I had it much closer. I had it 27-24 Maryland. I got half of that right. I didn't get the other one. I didn't get the other half right. I didn't expect them to really come out like that and dominate. So I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised. But I just didn't see that happening. The spread was 2 points by Maryland. I took that. That was easy. I knew they'd win by. I mean, because I know they'd win by more than 2 points. I mean, at least a field goal. But I didn't. But hey, what is it? 18 points, 3 scores. That's what's up. Over under was 44.5. I took the over. They hit the over. Was it 66 points? So yeah, I think overall, by Maryland standards, we had a successful season. Could it have been better? Yes, it could have been better. Could Tally had played a little bit better? Yeah, he could have. Actually, if he'd have, oops, my bad, my alarm went off. If Talia had a few more performances like he had today, and he had like a few times early in the season, the season completely changes. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Got that bowl game next week. Go Terps. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.